Well, here we are again on AFCRDTV. It finishes at Hayden Road for this Tuesday evening. AFC Russian Diamonds 1, St Neots Town 1. And Elliot Sandy, the manager for Diamonds. Funny old game. It just didn't go Diamonds' way tonight.
Yeah, I just think it was poor all round. Really disappointed not to be able to hold the lead. But yeah, it was another game we didn't really show enough quality. I don't know if 3 weeks off and then playing Saturday, Tuesday has took a bit out of the boys. But yeah, really disappointed. We didn't create a lot. Like they didn't create a lot either. And that's where you're hoping you see out a 1-0. But then obviously we've given a penalty away. That's 4 penalties in 4 games, like 4 in a row. So yeah, it's not ideal. Something we really need to look at. But,
you want to clean that up, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So just disappointed because we've given the rallying call to the fans and the players have come out and said how much they want that support, and then we haven't shown them. Now we're back here. So yeah, just disappointing evening really.
Despite that, though, Diamonds do score late in the first half in the 40th minute. Even that was a funny old goal. It hit the crossbar, bounced down. Apparently it was a goal, but at first we thought maybe an offsides was called. What did you make of Aiden's goal?
Yeah, it's a great header, Webber. Yeah, he's made it really well. Great, powerful header. I think the lino was flagging that he'd crossed over the line, so that's what he was giving that for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, great header. And then we're just thinking, can we kick on, trying to learn from the mistakes of Saturday, 1-0 up at half-time, and give another penalty away early in the game, so early in the second half.
Sort of deja vu, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, I do genuinely think Tijan's been fouled in the build-up, but obviously it's been missed. It is what it is. Their quick lads got on it, and Brownie doesn't think he's touched him. He's hung a leg out, and the lad's gone over it. It is what it is. Like, from where I was, it looked a pen, so the ref's going to think it was. And like I said, it's disappointing to give that away. And then after that, we huffed and puffed, tried, put balls in the box, nothing quite dropped for us. And at the minute, our flair, our spark players, it's not quite happening for them last 3 or 4 games. Yeah, we need to look, take it. It's a point on the board in one of our games in hand, so we're still right up there. But yeah, we've obviously got to we need to be a lot better on Saturday, that's for sure.
Well, Elliot, you mentioned it briefly. I've got to ask, at halftime, did you bring it up to the players that this was just like last Saturday, leading 1-0 at halftime?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly the same. Learning from our mistakes, starting the second half well. I felt we did that, and it's just, yeah, like I said, just so poor to give a penalty away. It lets them back into a game against the side who's not really hurting you or creating much. And again, I reiterate, we weren't creating loads either. I don't think their keepers hardly had a save to make. Ours hasn't either. But to give a penalty away is obviously pretty much a free goal most of the time. Yeah, a lot to work on, a lot to look at. The group still got a lot of belief in there. We're a little bit down at the minute, but we've got to pick ourselves up and go again.
Well, all of us Diamonds fans, supporters, are happy to see 2 former Diamonds players back with the team, Sam Brown and Jamal Adams. It's interesting. Jamal just came about in the past couple of days to join Diamonds.
Yeah, Jamal reached out to me. He says how much he loves the club and he wants to really push on. He feels he might have made a bit of an error, like leaving maybe too soon. But he wanted to try his luck at a higher level, so fair play to him. That's what we want all players to do, and I want to help him as a player. He's a great lad, so if I can improve him as a player, he'll help improve us. And we're not scoring enough goals at the minute, I feel, so gives a lot of different options up top as well. So yeah, good signing.
Will we have Brownie for another game or two? Maybe
we'll have to see with that sort of game by game. He's obviously with Bedford Town at the minute, so yeah, we'll have to check with that one.
Let's see. Because of those darn old red cards, you've got to juggle the lineup now for the next couple of games or so because of Dan Jessup, goalkeeper, having to serve a suspension, and also Joel Nkedia.
Yeah. So I think we've got the squad to manage it. So yeah,
possibly have Ben Heath back in goal.
Possibly,
or you don't want to say one way or the
other. No, I don't want to say too much, but we've got. Obviously, a lot of fingers in pies as such to try and sort something out. So, yeah.
Well, we have full confidence in you. To keep the team together, and we've got to get a good result now playing at Loughborough Students, the Scholars. They're a smart team. I always like to drop that in, but that'll be another challenge on Saturday.
Look, every game in this league is really tough. Like, honestly, there are no gimmies. There's not a lot between, I think, second and bottom of the league. And we've seen tonight that teams are absolutely fighting tooth and nail for everything. And you can see their celebrations after the game because they're absolutely delighted with the point, and so they should be. They've come away from home on a Tuesday night to a really good side and picked up a good point. So credit to them, fair play. We weren't at our best at all. I still think we should see the game out and win it 1-0. But look, we've got to learn from it. I think if you'd have said to me at the start of the season when I first come that with 8 games to go, we'd be 7th in the league, think 5 points off the playoffs with a game in hand, I'd have snapped your arm off. So we're in a great position. Yeah, you've got to remember where we are from where we've come from. And look, we're going to give it everything we got, and then we'll see where we finish up.
Sure, 8 games to go now, 4 home, 4 away. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right.
Still plenty to play for.
All right, thanks, Elliot, for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
David, a frustrating night here at Hayden Road. How did you see the game this evening?
First half, it was just more of a scrap, more of a battle today. Ball wasn't on the floor much, just trying to get off the bits. And obviously, went 1-0 up, buzzing, came out in the second half. And I wouldn't even say it was slow. It's just an unfortunate circumstance with a penalty. And then from there, it just turns into a Tuesday night classic scrap where you're just trying to get anything from the game. And I feel as though we tried, but we kept pushing. And obviously, it wasn't too many clear-cut chances. But when we got in the box, on other days we would have finished it, but today, unfortunately, we just didn't have that finishing touch, to be fair. Yeah.
Deja vu in comparison to Saturday. You go in at half-time 1-0 up, you look like you're in a good place, you then concede another early second-half penalty, that gets put away, and then just nowhere near enough quality in the final third.
Yeah, one of them days again, like literally, you said deja vu. When the ref's blowing the whistle, you're thinking again, and it's one of them ones where we've tried. Honestly, the boys have put their all in that last 40 minutes. Obviously, should have been doing it from the get-go, not giving away that pen. But it's one of them ones where we tried our best, and as you said, the finishing touch is not there. We just couldn't get it to land as we normally do, and as you can see in past results, we've got things going again when we go through these rough patches. You know, it's a draw, it's a point, 4 points lost, so it's something we have to look on improving, isn't it? So if we want to be climbing up, and we just got to do honestly just take it game by game rather than focus on the whole aspect of the playoffs. When we play game by game, I think that's when we're at our best. So another one where we could just chalk it off and look back at the end of the season as we climb up the table, hopefully in the next couple of games.
Where do you think it's not quite going right over the last couple of games? Because as you say, you've proved you can do it. You've had 5-game win streaks, you've had 4-game win streaks. The quality is there, but for whatever reason, it's just not shining through at the moment.
Yeah, I think all over, to be fair. There's no way I can really pinpoint. I think as a whole unit, we've had better days. We've had better games where we've come together as one. And I wouldn't say we stopped battling, but I think it's the application on that final ball, that final finish, where it's normally there, and it's not pinpointing it down to anyone, because people go up for corners, people run on the wings. Even me, I'm up there sometimes in the cross, I may spoon the crossover. So these things do happen. But I think when we get that right again, as we see in many games over the past month or 2 months, we've literally got that finishing touch, and goal after goal comes in and we win the games, and the fans will be up and buzzing with us again. And big shout out to the fans, even though it's not been the greatest, they've still been as great as ever. So yeah, that's what I would say on that matter.
Is it almost even more difficult playing sides that are down there fighting for their lives, because you know they're going to come here, they're going to defend what they have, hold on to that point, and St Neots, understandably, very delighted with what they've taken and well deserved. Is it just, a bit frustrating that you couldn't break down what was put in front of you?
Definitely, props to them, because at the end of the day, they need to get the point. They got the point, or the 3 points they were going for. They got the point in the end. And look, from the first minute, you could see them slowing down the game. You could see they had everyone behind the ball, essentially. They weren't really doing much but hoof ball and head it. And look, they made it into a scrap. They've got the point and they're on their way. They've done us over the last 2 games, and in comparison to what we actually want from them. So it's a thing of give them all their props and flowers. But at the end of the day, us on our day, when we're a lot better than that, we would have punished these kind of sides. And it's not to say they're a lower side or this. At this stage in the league, anyone can beat anyone, especially when they're lower down. I think they have a lot more to play for, they would feel, than us, because we're trying to go up. But in our camp, it's like we're playing for every game. We're not playing for a certain stage of playoffs. We're playing to win every game, because that's what we want. We got all the fans coming up. We don't want to disappoint. It's a family club at the end of the day. So as you said, these sides lower down, they're going to come out and make it a scrap. But essentially, us as a team, we're just trying to correct it game by game. Yeah.
On to the next. You go to Loughborough Students this Saturday in a similar position to St Neots, but I expect that to be a very different game. You'll remember them from the reverse fixture here. You had to come back from 2-0 down. They've got a very particular style of football, and that'll be a good test.
Yeah, as you said, really good style of football, really good test, and I think we'll apply ourselves a lot better. We need a reaction. As a whole, me included, we all have to get going again and get ourselves around each other and essentially just putting the ball in the back of the net. I think that's what will get us up. We've done it once or twice over the last few games, but I think the more goals we get, the more confident we'll be as a squad. We're a squad that likes creating football and to score goals when we can. So when we get out there, all we can do is apply ourselves in our best way possible. Obviously, it's going to be a challenge, as you know, down there. I don't think there's any team you can write off in this league at this point. Everyone's fighting for something. So we'll go there with the same attitude as we've been going. Obviously, we've not been applying it in the way we wish, but by the grace of God, we'll apply it on Saturday, and it's a big game for all of us. So we want all the fans to come down again. Although it's been disappointed, your support is more than ever appreciated, because it's literally the 12th man. I've said it every interview, and literally that's one thing about Diamonds. If you ask anyone in the league, it's literally the fans make the club, and we're just here being the people on the pitch, being essentially the puppet. So yeah, we just would urge all the fans to come down again. I know the results have not been as good as it is, but we're just going to try and make it right as a squad, really. Yeah.
Well, very well said, Dave. Thanks for your time. We'll see you in Loughborough.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
But I will make a fuss, though it's obvious.